What's going on, family? Welcome back to my Black University Boy Big. So we're going back to a little bit TikTok, a little bit IG, some clips that I found online that kind of encapsulate what's been going on the last 3 weeks. So we're gonna sum it all up. Now this we're gonna start it off right. Guess who got booed in Chicago recently? I'm not gonna play too much of it because we're gonna get a copyright strike. Yeah, but that's him, Fat Joseph. The family in Chicago booed the mess out of him, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. You can't do what he did and expect to get good energy. He's looking like a navy bean with a mustache. That's diabolical. But yeah, they gave him the boo. He deserved that. Now, shout out to Ernie Leisure and them covering this. I thought it was interesting to see this. California, damn boy, y'all got it bad.
Fire from insurance claims not being fulfilled to fake GoFundMe's, but this is probably one of the most disturbing things you'll see. So LA rents have been skyrocketing ever since the fire started. So here's a prime example.
That's crazy to say. LA rents, and it's California in general, super expensive. But to say that super expensive rents are skyrocketing, and you see this $29,500 a month rent. That's rent. That's a Toyota Camry. That's a fully loaded Toyota Corolla. For most places, that's almost a decent down payment on a house. This is monthly rent in Los Angeles.
Now, this house is currently renting for $29,500 a month.
That's about $1,100 per square foot. Okay, it's about 100. I'm tripping, not 1,100. I mean $110 per square foot. My bad, family. I add extra zero. That's still diabolical. That you're paying a month. That's crazy.
And it's 2,800 square feet. 2,800 square foot home renting for $29,500 a month. Now, what's even more shocking than the price is that last week, the price was $16,000 a month to rent.
16,000. Damn. They went up 13 G's in a week's time. It's all about money and down. So, when Jason Black did the documentary, Gentrified, which I watched, I paid for, and I streamed it. He wasn't lying when he said California was done. They just keep pushing and forcing folk out, primarily the black denizens. Like, they, by hook or crook, we finna get y'all step out of here. And to go up 13 G's, 16,000 a month. That's a half year's salary for some people, man. That's crazy.
This house. So, in 1 week, the price to rent this 2,800 square foot home skyrocketed 86%. There's a thing called ethical business, and there's a thing called price gouging.
It is what it is. Because the people who can afford to do this are usually in bed with the people who are the ones who are supposed to prevent this from happening, or supposed to say something about it, call it out, issue some type of punishment mechanism So hey, like you either gonna do right or we can come for you. And even when they do make them do right, they may drop it $5,000. Like, well, he dropped it because what they do is they say, look, well, let me, we know where you live. We know what you drive. That you've been driving that Land Rover, Range Rover that you done had for the last 13, 14, 15 years. Let me chip you off a little something, something. Go get you something nicer. Go get that motor fixed. You've been having an oil leak for the last 5 years. Let me grease your palms. And they do that. And the people who are looking for the people in their local government to act on their behalf because they voted for them and all this stuff, put them in office, man, they in the back pockets of the people who do this stuff, man. So yeah, even though we know it's price gouging, it's very unethical. It's all about money, and it ain't funny, man. It's all about money. So I thought this was dope. All right, fam. So I thought this clip was interesting because he's breaking down NFL contracts. Some of you may have nephews, nieces, or cousins, whatever, finna get up in the high ranks, NFL, where they're gonna be. Let's say you got your niece, she's finna be a sports reporter, something like that, or you got a nephew finna go to NFL, NBA, whatever. They're finna get up in those upper echelons of income. He breaks down, particularly those who are athletes. He breaks down how this works out.
NFL contract and how it works. He gets a $9.9 million signing bonus, and he gets $750,000, which is the league minimum. $10.7 million he's getting, but now he got to pay Uncle Sam. Federal taxes are $4 million. Then state taxes in Michigan are almost $700,000. And then he's got to pay something called the jock tax. Anybody know what that is? If you're an NFL player, pro athlete, whatever, you have to pay taxes in every single state you play. So you play for the Dallas Cowboys that has no state income tax, great. Like Will Levis plays in Nashville, right? Tennessee has no state tax, that number's 0. But then, when you go play in California, guess what happens? You pay tax in that state. You've gone from $10.7 to $5.8 million. So half your money is going and you have not spent a dollar. And
for those who wonder why some individuals, especially when they first get into some type of league or they get up, where they can touch some real paper, well, they're kind of stingy and they actually have to be smart, because you're not going to see all the money. When you start making, I remember the first time working for Siemens, I was a field service engineer, and I'm being just transparent. My first year there, I started in June, so did all right. I actually made more than my base salary, starting in June. The next year, that's 2019. So the next year, 2020, I cleared $100K. $101,000. I was like, let go, until tax time came around. Mind you, I was still separated from my wife. I like being transparent with you guys. I don't want you guys to think I'm hiding anything. I won't tell you everything, but I will be as transparent as possible. Certain things are intimate to me. Time I spend with my children, things of that nature. That's my business. You just have to get over it. But I cleared $101,000. My tax dude did everything in his power to help me not have to pay so much, but I still had to break off, I think, almost $1,000 to Uncle Sam, because I wasn't carrying none of my children. So I had to come off some extra bread. When you start getting up there in them tax brackets, now think about it. That's just 6 figures, and it only happened one time, because right after that, that's when the rules changed. They was like no on overtime. They started regulating everything. I think I barely touched 80 the next year with all the changes, which is a stark difference when you got all the taxes and stuff like that they take out, and you start looking at how much you got to spend. People are like, oh man, I was like, man, I ain't got no money. It ain't spending the same, it ain't spending the same because the cost of living also went up. So when they nixed the overtime and all that stuff, the cost of living jumped up. And so now the money I was making and everything that was looking good 2019, 2020, I was like, what's wrong with my money? Why I ain't spending funny? But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is the whole gist of this is, do not get caught up on that number. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background. Taxes that you have to worry about. I didn't know there was such thing as jock tax until I saw this. I don't know if you went somewhere as a athlete, professional athlete, and you touch down in this state or that state is in your pocket, like Einhard Shyster. Like that's crazy. So you think, oh man, all that money, you got it. Help me, you got it. Spend it, you got it, man. You come on now, you got it. Let me have some. He ain't got it. She ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when you start getting up there in income, you have to. The reason why you will have to spend a certain way is because you have to spend your money in a way where you can get tax breaks. So Uncle Sam doesn't just take everything, and you got to pay them tens of $1,000s every year. You know, if you're making six figures, mid to high six figures, and if you're a multimillionaire, you know they really coming for you. So family, you know, when you have somebody around you and you wonder why they ain't spending money like that, this is why.
Guess who doesn't know that? The people asking you for money. All they see is in the paper, you getting 10.7 mil. I saw the NIL deal, you getting 300 grand. Give me some of that. Give me 100 grand, you got 200 grand left. And if you don't know no better, yeah, okay, cool, all right, yeah, you know, I got you, mom, you know, you raised me. Here's 100 grand, I got 200 grand left. Uncle Sam goes, all right, but I need 150 grand of that. You only have 150 grand, you gave 9% of your money to your mom. So you didn't know. It's about putting a plan in place. If you know this going in, you can do everything you want to do if you plan. If you don't, you're playing catch up. We can simplify all this stuff. That's our goal. Everybody has different responsibilities. Our goal is to make sure whatever yours are, we help you navigate it.
Boom. So family, if you got the mom, why I should get a house the first year. No, you shouldn't. That might not happen to year 2 or 3 because certain things have to be put in place. The money has to be spent in a way that makes sense tax-wise, so he not sit there like. I think this is a big reason why a lot of athletes we see him, they end up broke, because this stuff they won't talk about, like because it's their business. But him saying, "Hey, look, man, when you touch down, NFL, NBA, I can only imagine, you know, NBA, and they play more games. They play more games. Can you imagine why they pay him so much? Because when you touch down in all these places, you have to pay a jock tax, bro. Eesh. Your pocket's constantly being touched, man. Sheesh. So, family, I saw this, and I want to put you guys on this. Sparrow claims. I want you to be careful with this, because I almost got sucked in. Because you see on this caption it says, you finally realize how easy it is to join class actions and get paid from things you quite use every day. And there was this one sister on there that was on the advertisement. Oh, you ain't even got to, you know, there's no documentation that you need. There's no proof. You don't need proof. Now, be careful with that. Like I almost got sucked in. But I was very careful to kind of read and just let myself just say, all right, before you get too excited, because it sounds too good to be true, read. They add specific dates on things in these class actions. This is a site. You can find all this stuff that'll pay you $1,000 in the class action, you know, or $1,100, $30, $10, $50, whatever. Problem, they ask you on most of them specific dates, specific items, and then when you go to want to send the documentation in, it says under penalty of perjury. Blah 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 blah. Under penalty of perjury. Perjury is the intentional act of swearing a false oath or falsifying an affirmation to tell the truth, whether spoken or in writing, concerning matters material to an official proceeding. So it sounds good. You ain't got to have documentations. This is no documents. But you put specific date that you had said product. And it's a specific model. And under penalty of perjury, you sign off on this document and send it off, whether you do it digitally or in paper. In this case, it'd be digitally. Don't get caught from that, family. I know it sounds good. You know, there ain't no documents. I can get a grand. Send to me a check. Because some of us, we could use that money right now. A check for $1,000, a couple of them. For $1,000 here, $1,100 there. Until they say, you know what? We want to double back and make sure everybody that got this money was supposed to get this money. and then boom, your name come up on a penalty of perjury. You signed off on that, and now you looking crazy in the courtroom, like the PPP loan situation. And now you messed up in the game. You getting gaffled up in the courtroom. Oh, now $1,000 is finna cost you about 10 G's, and probably some time at the Crossbar Motel. Fam, don't get caught up in that. I will admit, I almost. I was like, man, I don't need no documents. I'm on there, and I'm looking. I'm like, that's kind of specific for. I don't need documents. I don't need to provide, receipts, because it's been so long. Okay, you might not have receipts. So the model number, serial number. Wait a minute. Scroll down, click. When you send this, when you send out this document, you basically saying under penalty of perjury. You see right here. Now this is California Penal Code, but I'm saying the penalty of perjury. Oh wait a minute, I'm like penalty. Nah, my Negro senses are tingling. I'm not finna send this off. You're not finna get me caught up. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you see this, I know you probably gonna be on. Let me, it can't hurt. PPP loans. Don't get caught up. Now I thought this interesting. And of course, if you listen to
Tell me something most people don't know about Venezuela.
Now, of course, you listen to the accents. They're not us, but. I'll let it play, and then we'll talk about it.
Venezuela, or South America in general, has more black people in the world than anywhere else except Africa. People come from Trinidad. Trinidad is so close to Venezuela that people come in from Trinidad to trade and then go back. You can give them a little cash and go over to Trinidad, no passport. Not that I'm encouraging. And a lot of people in Trinidad speak the language of Spanish in Venezuela because they come over and trade, and Venezuelans go over and trade as well. So a lot of Venezuelans know English and a lot of Trinidadians know Spanish.
The same Venezuelans that was up in Colorado, gobbling up in an apartment, holding hostage. Are we talking about the same group of people? They just, they in the nice part. It looked real nice, real fancy behind her. There's a reason why we act the way we act and we move the way we move. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them trading and making money. That's actually good. Trading, you got to do that. That's how the world works. There's trade. We get a lot of items from Asia. They always, we're into it with China. But most of our electronics are made in China or Thailand or Taiwan or, Singapore or Philippines. So all this back and forth is really political theater, and they full of crap, and they sell us a soap. But seeing this whole Venezuelan thing and seeing how it's going down over there, it's like, no wonder they told them they didn't want them back. They send us the riffraff so they can have it on Easy Street down there, man. Family, we are absolutely correct for wanting to send everybody back. Don't feel bad. What Jason Black say? If we can't all be equally comfortable, we shall all be equally uncomfortable. And I'm okay with that. Now, nothing against them trading. If you're Trinidadian and you trading in Venezuela, getting your money up, get your money, vice versa, however, whatever. But this idea that everybody's going to dump off their riffraff in America and the black Americans going to have to deal with it, we're not dealing with that. We're sending everybody back. Now, this one was interesting. I don't know if some of you know this, but the Who's Your Name? I didn't know this. Let's bring it back. I saw this course. I saw this on IG.
Black history that we no longer teach. If you happen to be in Indiana, you're in the Hoosier state. Where'd you get that name? A black evangelist named Harry Hoosier in the Second Great Awakening. His converts went there. How many people who live in Indiana know that they're named after a black evangelist? Probably very few. How many know that the guy who brought an end to the American War for Independence, according to Lafayette, is a black double spy named James Armistead, who brought the war to an end? Without that, it might have gone much longer. That's a piece of currency from 1880. It is signed right down here at the bottom by Blanche Kelso Bruce. And Blanche Kelso Bruce is the first black man to serve a full term in the U.S. Senate. He's the first black man to be nominated for vice president of the United States back in 1880. We don't hear that today.
Family, did y'all know that? Because I know that. And shout out to Tariq. And Victor, how does Tariq correlate with this? Hidden Colors has done so much to unveil a lot of hidden history that has snowballed. And along with the delineation, us staying on code, us becoming galvanized and standing on business, whether it's lineage business, whether it's reparations, whether it's anti-black hate crime bill, whether it's, hey, we're not going to be lumped as one group. And no, you're not finna tell me anything about my history and me not rebuttal you and check you that other groups are kind of wanting to bandwagon, so to speak, and jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, well, I know something. Because he could have been said that. You know what I'm saying? It's looked like an older clip, but I'm pretty sure it's probably no more than 15 years old based on the quality. And then again, it could be a re-upload from a re-upload, which you've got it off of YouTube. Every time you download off of YouTube, it's lesser quality than what was put on there. So it may not even be 10 years old, but I didn't know that. Just a piece of history, family. Just a piece of history. And shout out to this brother right here, family. If you ever get a chance to support him, this is Walt English from the Bristol English Project. He actually has a site. I'm gonna try to make sure I tag his stuff now. If you're on desktop, you can still get on IG. I'm gonna put his IG up there, and if you can find his profile, he has a collection or catalog of tools you can use to help track down your ancestry. So anybody who's like, man, I'm kind of lost in the sauce. I get so far on this site and it stops. Where I go, he actually has literally a catalog of resources and tools to help you be able to track down your family history. So shout out to his brother.
Could have pretend that the same people who love to quote this man, misquote this man, wouldn't be against everything that he did and stood for. And of course, I'm here with proof. I'm Walt, historian, genealogist, founder of the Bristol English Project, and I want to show you some newspaper articles that mention Dr. Martin Luther King back in the 60s. The Winona Times, July 20th, 1961. Recent statements by race agitator Martin Luther King Jr. clearly indicate that it is time to rip off his pious mask and reveal the real purpose and drive behind his anti-American activities. The Aniston Star, Martin.
Sound familiar? Sound like something going on today. History will repeat itself. The thing is now, we're not unlike what our brother did back then, because he was going what he was reaching for, and he said he was wrong when after it happened. Was what he thought we needed was integration. And what we're doing now is saying we're bringing it around full circle, saying nah, culturally we're going to segregate ourselves because integrating muddies the waters for us. We let in spies and ops outside of who's already in our camp being spies and ops. So now we got double the spies, double the ops, double the backstabbers, the traitors, and things of that nature. Us delineating allows us to close our wagons, just deal with foundational Black American Sambos and ops and say, okay, we know you ain't about nothing. We know who you are. Get out the paint. We pushing you out. It's so much easier when you only have a smaller group, because now you can readily see who's really about that and who's not. When you got a big mass of people, which I never got that, when folk want to get something done, they're like, no, we need everybody on board. No, you don't. No, you don't. You need a critical mass of people. When you got everybody trying to be a part of something, you always got one or two Negroes, one or two individuals. Well, they don't have to be Negroes. That, man, I don't really know about this, man. I didn't really want to do it. I just want to see what was going on. Or you got I just want to see what I can get. And now you got a whole bunch of folk, a whole bunch of murmuring, where you can practice message discipline with a smaller group of people in a smaller core. When you have a whole bunch of folk, now you got this group trying to do their own thing, this group trying to do their own thing, ADOS. And now you got a lot of confusion going on, and folk don't know which direction we're going anymore. When you have a small critical mass, you can keep things tight. You can point out the ops, the coons, the sambos, the bed wenches, the bed bucks, etc., and push them out the paint. You can identify them, mark them, push them out the paint, and you can get stuff done.
March 13th, 1965. Innocent Star readers speak out. Martin Luther King has broken the laws of the land. The good colored people should realize he is not doing this for them.
The good colored people. The good colored people. Lord mercy.
All he wants is their money and support to keep trouble going, and it seems Johnson and his aides are encouraging it.
All he wants is their money and support to keep trouble going. Now, mind you, I'm not meat riding Tariq, but I've watched Tariq. I've learned from him, and you can see a correlation of what he goes through. If you're in the spaces, you a lot of people. I was watching one of the spaces that he had here on YouTube, and it was a sassy. I still got it up. Oh no, I don't have it up. Sassy Tether, cosplaying Tether, who one of the first things he asked about, well, you know, with the FBI, you know, there's money, and oh my gosh, the pocket watching is diabolical. Like that cat that I did on the video, the scam Africanist who crashed out and bootlegging Hidden Colors 1 through 4, 5. Proud of it too. And one of the things he asked about FBA, who can make money off of FBA? If it's a lineage, this and another. People want to pocket watch so bad. What's the money? How are you getting all this money? Because they're scammers. Because they're degenerates. And they want to project and attribute that to everybody else. You can't do it legitimately. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, let me make sure it's not going to have any issues when I play.
I can say this from the
Back this back a little bit, family. Last time I did it, I lost my volume.
Speak out. Martin Luther King has broken the laws of the land.
All right, we back on.
Good colored people should realize he is not doing this for them. All he wants is their money and support to keep trouble going, and it seems Johnson and his aides are encouraging it. I can say this from the bottom of my heart, that Martin Luther King and the other so-called ministers are mocking God. Tell me why so many of y'all sound like y'all parents and grandparents. The Atlanta Constitution.
Because they are. They're the spitting. They are the evolution of that ancestry. They're just modern day bigots. Modern day racists. That's it. They're the same Negro hating individuals. Now they got an iPhone 16 in one hand and keys to a Benz or a Range Rover in the other hand. That's it. Or F-150. That's it. No different.
November 3rd, 1960. The colored people are crying for equal rights. They violate the law and penalize the same as white people have been penalized. That to us is equality. Why should Martin Luther King Jr. go free while others are serving time for the same violation of the law? If Martin Luther King Jr. and all of his followers advocate breaking the laws by young people of his race, then he should be sentenced to hard labor, not only for breaking the law himself, but also for leading young people astray. They call people fighting.
So, family, basically what our brother's proving it is back in the day, and it's been said before, that folk who like to quote Martin Luther King are the same folk who are descendants of the folk who were prosecuting him and persecuting him in his day. Folk didn't like Martin Luther King. They like to, like he says, everybody likes to get that one little snippet of Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm sorry, guys, for my words. And I want to bring this up. Now I got to do some research. I was looking at the inauguration. I can't speak. And I saw this cat. Now, family, ain't that the Detroit pastor that Tariq was talking to about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years? And he was praying, and of course he slipped in the "I have a dream" speech into his prayer. And so I saw him, and I'm like, dang, that looked like him. Now, I didn't have a chance to research it, but I think that's him. I might be wrong, but I think that's him. So I took a picture, and I took a recording of the prayer just so I can go back and do my research, and we'll bring it back up in another video, whether it's him or not. So, family, when it comes to Martin Luther King, our brother Martin Luther King, the real Martin that we had to go and find out about and learn about because of his history being hidden from us, because they want to say, hey, even though he was non-violent, he was still about that action. He was still a rider. He did own a firearm. So the milquetoast Martin Luther King that they try to present to us, that's not him. He didn't go, buck wild and just bust people's side of their head, but he was about his people, and he's willing to lay down his life as he did for what was right and for what we needed, which was justice and reparations. So shout out to this brother calling out the folk who think that black folk get the benefits from dang it, and it's on the top of my head. Affirmative action. Family, forgive me, it's a little late, but we're gonna get through this.
And to appeal to black sympathies now that y'all are hurting. Remember when black people told y'all every single time before that things hurt you and you still ignored us? You remember when other minorities were super happy when the Supreme Court overthrew affirmative action? Remember that? Even though not realizing white women were the ones who benefited from affirmative action the most? And then you saw how Asian people started getting denied going to colleges after they repealed affirmative action? Them laws might have been initiated to help black people. Nothing ever helps black people.
Facts. That's why we delineated. That's why you see, oh my gosh, that's why we do what we do now. That's why we're like, don't call us minority. People, I hate when I hear that. So, we're doing this for all the people in color. We're doing this for black and brown. If you don't stop saying that, man, if you don't stop saying that, miss, stop saying that. Quit adding us to other folk. Quit adding other folk to us. We don't need them. They don't do nothing for us. I was in a space with our sister BX Storyteller on Twitter, and Giancarlo popped in, like I said, and of course he came in with his tether lies because his boy Spanish Dominican King or something like that, he popped in with his lies, and then this one dude, he popped in later, which I took a screenshot of one of his tweets because he didn't leave his page protected. See, the other two, they got their page protected so they can talk smack. See, they done got on there, and what happens is people get up on these platforms, forget their page is not protected, and you start going through and seeing all the old tweets and be like, oh, okay, this is what you really think. So the third dude was Dominican dude. He tried to pretend like he didn't know what was going on. Oh man, I'm just perusing space, man. I didn't come in. I didn't come here because of him. When clearly he followed him, because I found that. And I don't know if he protected his page now, but if he didn't, he's gonna be in for what hurt, because I'm gonna put him on blast so we know who he is. So if you ever be on Twitter and he comes into space, you already can identify who he is and get him up out of the paint. We don't have time for time wasting tethers. All right, going forward, we nipping it in the bud. We not finna have this long, drawn out, unnecessary conversation with a person who's wasting time.
They always find a way to make sure it never helps us. It always ends up helping y'all. When you try to hurt black people, you end up hurting yourself. And now we don't care. Be hurt.
I love it. We don't care. We delineated other groups. This dude, Giancarlo, tried to call us, not Giancarlo, Spanish Dominican King, and the other cat, the third cat, was Dominican as well. Tried to say we were racist. Tried to say we were bigots because we're not putting on the cape for them. We're not putting on the cape for them still. And this one thing, see, he popped out of space real quick when I asked him one question. I said, what is mayate and what does that mean? And why is it used against black Americans? Because it's not a term of endearment. I never got an answer. Now, that's your homework. Do with that what you will. If you have a so-called Latino friend, ask him out that word. Say, what is a mayate? And why is it used against black Americans? So, you guys know TikTok was, quote, banned. And if you follow me on Beginner Bike Life, I did a video because I was scrolling through my page and it's like, hey, you can add your TikTok profile to Facebook. To Meta, you mean the same Meta that has a whole bunch of politicians in Congress and stuff like that buying hundreds of thousands of dollars of stock into? Like they dumping a lot of money into buying stock of? That don't make sense. So, we was going for a little bit. And the Brits and the Canadians and stuff was talking big smack. They was talking big greasy about us when we was gone.
So I've been informed that while we was gone, that them mounted dress, big shoulder pad, wearing red tight ass jacket, wide bullet ass pants, maple syrup, tree tapping, hugging, UMG, legal law pressing, call the police ass, busted ass, fried rice, free health care, cis ass Canadians was talking trash about us while we were gone.
And the UK. Oh, the UK. Finally, the app is quiet. So they can have a bottle of water. They can have a bottle of water. And it's not all the UK. Now, I'm saying some of y'all are riders, but the ones who got problems with us, y'all had your bottle of water?
Baby, you ain't got the rocket power to play with us like that. You gonna do them call police? So go ahead and let us be now. We gonna
Facts, because boy, when we start getting on other folk head, they can't roast like us. They not like us. They not built like us. Kendrick personified it in the song "Not Like Us." You're not like us. Leave it alone. All right, go over there and find you somebody to play with. We not the ones or the twos.
go ahead and put y'all back in them Degrassi wheelchairs. Big dog back in town, okay?
Facts.
Go on to the back. Go on to the back. But you be back on here next week talking about how we bullied you and now you need counseling.
Facts. Like when our brother Shavu and Nigeria came in there talking about you call me African booty scratcher. It's like, all right, bro. All right, bro.
Let us be now. Yeah. Ha! Down.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's move a little further. Now, this encapsulates how we feel about the whole scenario or what really goes on. Because we know, honestly, and I love it that the young folk, the ones in their 20s, teens to 20s to mid-20s and some 30s are really, really locking in on this.
Black Americans are thugs. Bitch, worry about the mafia. Black people are thugs. Bitch, worry about the Taliban. Black Americans are thugs. Bitch, worry about your own son. Don't want to piss him off, don't you? Black people are thugs. Man, y'all got so much on y'all plate. I can't even name all the groups, man. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all eyes don't see Black Americans going to no other country talking about or giving any opinion on anything.
Thanks. We don't do that. But folk have long standing thought it was okay. And I put that on our elders. They brought these folk in, they gave the wrong ones platforms. Some were worth having platforms like a Stokely Carmichael. It was worth it for him to have a platform. A brother from Jamaica, Marcus Garvey. It was worth it for him to have a platform. But a lot of these other cats got platforms that didn't deserve it because they look like us. But you got all this stuff going on in your country, like Myron Gaines. I think his name is Amur Fadil, something like that. You worry about what we got going on over here, brother. Your country is a hot mess, 24/7, bro. And he ain't going back over there. He want to, man. And you know what? To an extent, I can almost feel bad for Buddy. Because it seems like everything he touched crumbles. And it turns to dust. Because I heard his former compadre is now doing his own thing without him and it being successful. So, you kind of want to pity some people, but they do it to themselves. And Myron Gaines has done it to himself.
On cartels or anything, but everybody come over here and got the most to say. some shit to say. Fuck y'all opinion. Go home.
That part right there. Go home. Go home. But they ain't not trying to. Now, family, I took video of this, screenshot of this right here last year. And I didn't get a chance to get to it. But now the TikTok is back up for now. I was able to, I want to touch on this and close this out. And yes, you do see what you see behind him. Desh Davis. I wasn't able to see the flags. I don't think he had any flags up. And I was able to go any further than that to see if he's not FBA. But I suspect at most he's Tether. At the very least, he's Sambo. So on either end of the spectrum, this ain't good.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
So you see what he doing.
Y'all see what y'all just did? Y'all see what y'all did? Now we got to keep on going. We got to keep on going. We got to keep on going, y'all. We got to keep on going. We got to keep on going. They ain't about to get me, y'all. They ain't about to get me. It is your fault.
The Uncle Ruckus music in the background. 18,000 likes. This is live. Now, he only got like, I think maybe 10 videos on his page right now.
It's all your fault.
But I caught this time. I was like, okay.
You hear horses? What you mean you hear horses?
And then you see non-black folk spending money on these little, roses and stuff like that. And that's the currency of TikTok. And then you go a little bit further. Saw this. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I went to his YouTube. I forgot I did that. Now, 14.1 on YouTube. Really none of that other stuff that he got going on TikTok. So I guess he's trying to make him some quick money. And I asked him, where's your family from? Originally, you see, I had to ask him that. Because, bruh. And then some black folk popped in like, what is this? What's going on there? Going on with all this nonsense. Rosa Parks didn't die for this, laughing more than likely they're not FBA. Crying and stuff like that. Tyler the Creator, and Tyler the Creator's not FBA. No disrespect to him. So I put that in there. And this is another day. You see, he got more likes. So that for him, that was his shtick. I was like, that's how I'm going to run my bag up. Family, because of our movement and how we've disarmed this Samboism so much, I went to his page today. Today is, it's now the 21st. I went to his page on the 20th. It's 21st at 12:04 a.m. right now. Went to his page. Let me get to it. He still only got 3,500 followers. It didn't blow his page up. His regular videos, he's not getting thousands of views, millions of views. He's not going viral. This is the most he amassed because of us. Because we disarm this type of stuff. See, when Diamond Society sees there's something that's not bothering us like that, we're like, okay, yeah, here's Sambo, we leaving them over there. They kind of don't pay attention no more, i.e. their tools. When their tools are no longer effective, they break them. Joy Reid, anybody? So yeah, fam, we're doing the right thing. Now, these next couple clips is for the young folk. For actually, this one is for all of us. Family, quit putting your kids in dangerous situations. My kids can't go over nobody's house that I don't know who they are, that they mama don't know who they are. If we ain't sat down with the parents and chopped it up with the parents and built a rapport with the parents, you're not going over to their house. I don't give a damn. The only time my children went to somebody's house, my boys went to anybody's house outside of our immediate family was the minister at the church. And this is a minister I know since I was a kid. I literally grew up in the church, West Victory Church of Christ. I don't mind giving them names, address. Shout out to Brother Freddie Brigham. I've known the Brigham family since I literally was knee high to a grasshopper. So boom, I can spend, and even then as a parent, just I know him, but as a father, it's like I'm a new father. I love him, but I fuck him up because it's my baby. But I love him. Now nothing happened, good family, good folk. But in the back of my mind, as a parent, I'm still thinking, If it is anything wrong, anything happen, I gotta do it. I gotta do them in. And it's nothing against me. Now, Brother Freddie Brigham, if you see this, it's nothing against you personally. That's just as a father, the father mindset, like, I love you and I know you. But just because there's something I miss as a father, because I try to watch out and look at how people move, especially around children. You got that look in your eyes, you looking a little too long, you looking, and you just got this like 1,000-yard stare. No, you gotta get away from my baby. In fact, where you at? Where your kids at? Why are you around these babies? I need to know that, because I might have to put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So my daughter, some palm color lady at her school, was like, "Hey, we're gonna take Chloe with us after school." Now, mind just me and my wife, we separated time, but when she called me on that, certain things, despite our disagreements at the time, certain things. Hey, somebody, she gonna take Chloe. Who is this lady? You know her? No, I don't know her. Hey, flag. She ain't taking Chloe nowhere. That's not how we do things. There's got to be communication. I need to see you. I need to know what you look like, what you smell like, how you move like, where's your house at, what you drive. Huh? I'm not gonna leave my little black girl in the clutches of a palm colored person and a whole bunch of little palm colored girls. We've seen so many stories of black women being in those situations, come up dead. Nobody knows what's going on. I'd be damned if I'm gonna put my 10-year-old daughter. She's not 10, right? But I think at the time it was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She's not going. My sons, they not going. Who are you? No, my wife politely told him no. But yeah, no, we can, no, we can't nothing. I'm glad she said it, because I was going to let her know, and I would have dealt with her husband. No, I don't know you. Who are you? And why you think you're going to take my baby somewhere? We don't know who you are, lady. You could be a weirdo. Them kids could be plotting to hurt my child. Nah. It's because it's too often, too many things happen to our little black babies. They be in the clutch of somebody because we want to be nice. So we don't do our due diligence, at least now. I say the old school cats like myself, I'm an 80s baby certified, 1984. We grew up where if you didn't know the parent and they didn't have no relationship, you wasn't going.
Degree burns on most of his face. His mother asked that we hide his identity, but she wanted to talk with us about what happened.
Look at that, family. Look at this. Look at this. That make no parts of sense. This boy go through that.
Happened to her son.
I mean, I really can't describe it now, but in that moment, I was just in shock, mad, hurt, everything, seeing red, trying to just hurry up and get to, him some help. Yeah.
Tiffany West.
And I don't know where this. I'm curious. My curiosity is getting best of me on this one. 12-year-old Georgia boy suffered severe burns. I want to know what this is. 12-year-old Georgia boy burned. Boiling water. WSAZ. This is West Virginia. They covered it there. He's 12 years old. The age is between 12 and 15, so more likely two of them at least older than he was. Much older. He's transported to a center in Augusta. No, I want to know where this was at. Prank. There was no damn prank going wrong. See, that's the nonsense they doing our kids. New York Post covered it. Times of India. You would think they have enough to deal with in India. Tifton, Georgia. Where's Tifton, family? Let's find out where it's at. Y'all know me. I got a Tifton, city in Georgia. Albany. right there. Macon, Atlanta, Augusta, Savannah. So they had to transfer him all the way to Augusta. Like it's not too far from Florida. So South Georgia, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Columbus. They couldn't help him in Columbus. Interesting. So Tifton, so one of the little pink and plum towns, huh? Y'all let me know in the comments, family. One of the little pink and plum towns. As soon as you peek your head out of the window, you plumb out of town. Yeah. Valdosta. Interesting. Very interesting. Y'all family, let me know what y'all know about Tifton. If you know anything about Tifton. Because I find that very interesting. Very interesting. That nobody... Because they talk to the mama. It don't sound like the dad's in the picture. So maybe that's the only son that she felt like, well, let him go. Sometimes moms, that's the reason my dad needs to be around. Dad, sometimes, even if you don't like the mama, you ain't getting along, you need to be within earshot to say, nah, not that. That's not the play. That's not the play. Very unfortunate. You see right here. They're probably going to do skin grafts and all this stuff on them. Very unfortunate. And then this is the last thing, family. To my young ladies, my young men, recognize when your parents are crash out. I need you to recognize when your parents crash out, and you need to get as far away from them as possible. Because these two beautiful little girls, they are no longer with us because of mama.
Her, and they both passed away because of it.
Recent witnesses say the sisters, along with their mother, went into that beauty supply store to confront worker there. Now 2 people are dead. After 3 people went inside the store Wednesday, but only 1 came out. Hot Springs police confirmed 19-year-old Mernea Myers and her sister, 22-year-old Monteria Myers, and their mother went into Simply Unique Hair Beauty Supply to...
Basically still babies. For those of us who live some life, you don't know nothing about 20. At 22, you don't know nothing. 19 to 25 years, about 25 to 30, that's when you start kind of putting it together a little bit. But up until that point, you really don't know nothing yet. You're still a baby. I used to wonder, I'm not a baby. I can drink. I can buy cigarettes. And then you get a little bit older, you're like, no, I didn't know nothing. I know nothing.
Confront one of the workers. They got in a fight with that employee. Witnesses say the worker was badly beaten, grabbed a gun, and shot at the women.
Family, my young people, young men, young women, recognize when your parents will crash out, and they'll get you put in a bad situation quick. They gone. The mama peeled out.
Sister died at the scene. The other died at the hospital. Their mother got in a black car and drove off.
Recognize when your parents crash out. You just need to let them be where they at. I know it. I get it. I get it. Especially even as FBA, particularly as FBA. We're like, nah, that's mom's. That's my pops. I don't want to see them down bad. They got to not want to see themselves down bad. Because what you going to fight in that petition for? Because what, she charged you a certain price? She charged you for the quality of her work? And what she's supposed to let you do, just beat her to death? No, fam, you gotta... My father was told best by my grandmother before she passed away. She passed away when my father was 16. She said, Victor, I'm named after my father. You have to know when to feed family with a long-handled spoon. She told him, love family, but realize family will mess you over because they're the only ones who you will let get close enough to you to hurt you. With some family members and some friends, you gotta learn when to say, I hate to see you like that, but I didn't put you there, and I can't fix that. And me trying to fix that for you is gonna lead me down bad. And I got people who depend on me. I hate to see you like that, but I don't hate it more than you do. So ain't nothing I can do. So family, you know what I'm saying? With that, thank you all for supporting the content. Thank you for all for commenting. I try to respond to everyone's comments, even the ones that don't make sense, because some of y'all don't put no punctuation. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for boosting the algorithm. That really lets me know you guys are rocking with it, and it makes me feel good, more so to hear people say, "Hey, you're doing a good job. I like your content. Keep it up." That actually does so much for me, because sometimes in this space you're like, man, people ain't going, I ain't got nothing to say. There's already this person talking, or this person talking, or that person. What I have to say, and when y'all say, "Hey, nah, I like your perspective, I like your commentary," that actually does make me feel like, okay, I'm doing something other than running my mouth, because I can do that for sure. Let's talk about. You want to talk about some motorcycles, boy? I'm talking your ear off. With that, family, stay safe and be one.